Alright, YouTube. Athanasios1 here, showing you another deck update. This week is going to be Six Samurai. I've been testing a lot of decks out. I've tried Dragunity, I've tried Frog Monarchs, I've played Blackwings for a while. I tested Glad Beast a while ago. Now I tried out Samurai, and right now I like Samurai. Oh, I also tried Gravekeepers. And I think Samurai is probably the best out of all of them. I can't find a deck that's better than Samurai right now. I don't know. With Librarian coming out, I think Plants might have a chance, but they still lose to Gravekeepers really bad. Like, when somebody activates Necro Rally, it shuts down a lot of your deck, and you have minimal outs to it, so, yeah. So let's go on with the deck. Here we have 14 monsters, 17 spells, 9 traps. I normally don't do that. I gotta start doing it now. So we'll start off with the monsters. We got 1 Hand of the Six Samurai, 2 Grandmaster of the Six Samurai. I actually wanted to take one of these out for a Shogun, Great Shogun Sheen. Great Shogun Sheen's good because you can bring him back with Gateway, and if you have him and Sheen out, the Synchro Sheen, it's a lock. They can't activate anything. Because if they activate a spell card, they can only activate once per turn, and it's going to be negated. So if they decide to activate it, they're just going to minus themselves. So it's a lockdown with spells and traps. And with Landois out, this deck got really good support now. But yeah, 3 Kaizen, standard monster lineup, 3 Kaigeki. And the reason why it's 14 is because I run 2 tech choices, and I'll explain why when I get to them. 3 Legendary Six Samurai Kagemusha. And these are my 2 tech choices, is Gores and Morphing Jar. Now, I don't have warnings, and I don't know what to take out, but like, I've seen builds run bottomless and not run bottomless, but I'm just saying, like, I'd probably take my bottomlesses out for warnings, not this. Because usually the deck only runs, like, 12 monsters, not that many monsters at all. But I run a different build, so Gores. Gores is amazing. Like, if your opponent wipes your field, which they can tend to do, I was playing against my friend, and I had a Magatama. Like, I played out my entire hand on the field. I had 2 sets, a United, a Gores, the Gores token, and a hand with a United counter. And I had a Magatama set and a double-edged set. I was like, I think this is pretty good play. Like, if he Black Roses me, I have the Magatama. If he Dark Holes me, it's a hit, but not that bad of a hit. I'd probably Magatama it anyway. But yeah, like, it was a solid play, and he had 7 cards in hand, and it took him 5 cards, but he did make 2 Black Rose Dragons, which did mess me up. And if I didn't summon my Gores and he like blew my field and then I still had 1 card in hand and it was Gores, I would have played it. But after somebody blows your field and gets rid of all your synchros like Bryanak and whatnot, and they try to like push for damage, you can drop Gores. And he's really good this format just because Goyo Guardian's gone, and if you make a level 6 synchro or whatnot, you can't run it over that easily, and people are forced to make Scrap Dragon and even Bryanak sometimes. But the only time I would Bryanak Gores is if I Mind Crushed it. So Gores is really good. He's a boss monster in the deck. Really good. Every time I summon Gores, I usually win. Most of the time. Morphing Jar. You play your hand out all the time. Like, playing Samurai, your hand empties out real quick. Like, it takes 2 cards to make Sheen. If you don't have United, your hand is gone. Like, you'll set your traps and your magics. Like, the only card you'll hold in your hand is probably, like, Reborn, True Nade, maybe MST, Dark Hole. Like, if you don't activate True Nade, you're just going to hold it if you go first turn. You barely hold cards in your hand, so morphing in this is really good. That's the reason why Glad Beast players play morphing, because Glads never have cards in their hand, almost never. Yeah, morphing, really good card. Helps you bounce back too. When I pull off morphing, I usually win, just because of the advantage you can create off of it. Spells, no tech anything in spells. Just standard spells. Staples, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Trunade in the one book. Standard spells for Samurai, the 1 Reinforcements, 1 Gateway, 2 MSTs, 3 Upstart Goblins, 3 Xian Smoke Signal, 3 Six Samurai United. And on the 9 trap cards, Mirror Force, Solemn, Mind Crush. I would consider this a tech. Like, people should main this format, but like, it's a tech choice. Like, you don't have to play this card, but I think it's really good. 2 Double-Edged Sword Technique, 2 Musakani Magatama, however you pronounce that card, and 2 Bottomless. I would like these to be warning, but I did get rid of them because I'm scared of reprints. Like, I've taken too much of a hit in this game, so I don't want to take any more minuses. So, yeah, 2 Bottomlesses. I guess they can replace warnings. They don't do the same. Bottomless can't stop Gores. Bottomless can't stop Lad, unless you have, like, an MST and you chain link it. But other than that, alright, on to the extra deck and the side deck. 2 Xian. You don't need 3. If you're making 3 Xians, you're overextending. 1 Ally Justice Catastor, 1 Android, 1 Bryanak, 1 Barkion, 1 Gaia Knight, 1 Ancient Fairy, 1 Black Rose, 1 Scrap Archfiend, 1 Stardust, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Colossal Fighter, 1 Mistworm, and 1 Chimera Tech. My extra deck, I do want it to change. I want to fit a Landois and a Trish if I get those 2 in there, but for now, that's pretty good. It's solid. Side deck, 1 Cyber Dragon, 1 Anishi. The only time I'll side Anishi in is probably against the mirror match, and that's it. Like, I probably will only side this against the mirror. Like, against Dragonides, it's not that good. Against Gravekeepers, it's not that good. And it's terrible against Gravekeepers because you can't remove. They have Necro Valley out, but yeah, pretty much the mirror match. Puppet Plants, mirror match, and sometimes Gravekeepers, but usually just the mirror. 1 DD Crow, really good card, but I'd like to side D-Fissure instead. 1 Effect Veiler, 1 Yaichi. Yaichi's helped me out a lot. Sucks that he's a water. Goes and match hurts sometimes, but still, really good card, especially against GK and the mirror match. Even Dragoonity, really good card. Dodges Bottomless like a champion. 1 Smashing Ground. I like Smashing Ground because, like, sometimes you'll have a difficulty getting over big monsters. Like, if you lost your hand, like, oh, I already used my hand and I don't have Gateway, so I can't recycle it. Like, if they drop a Gores and you use hand, you use the resource and you have another one to back it up. Smashing Ground's really good. 1 Crossout. Well, the reason why I side 1 Crossout, like, I think it's a really good card, but, like, you don't need it that much. But Gravekeepers being tied with Samurai as the best deck, in my opinion, you kind of need to side it. So, 1 Crossout. 1 Royal Oppression. I don't like that card main decked at all. I'd rather main deck Morphing Jar. I think that was the switch I did. That and Morphing. It was one or the other. But running Gores and this card on your side of the field isn't that great. Like, if your opponent activates an Oppression and you drop Gores, it's great. But if you have an Oppression and you have a Gores in your hand, it hurts. But yeah, 1 Trap Dust Shoot. I'll side this probably against Dragoonity, maybe, and definitely against Frog, Formula Monarch if I bump into them, because it is a rough matchup. So 2 Dust Tornado, kill those chain disappearances. I am thinking of side decking 7 tools, but I don't see the point because I have Magatama, but I'm going to try and figure it out. But yeah, and 2 Rivalry Warlords. I almost side this card in every single game 2, just because if I activate this, like if I go double Xian, right? Sometimes I'll go double Xian if I draw a double edge with the combo. I'll activate this just so I won't get Lava Golem. Like, Lava Golem hurts this deck so much, and this stops Lava Golem, so that's why I really like this card. This plus double Xian equals good amount of safety. That's why I think Defissure is a good idea to side deck, because if you activate this, you activate Defissure and you have a Sheehan on the field, your opponent has no outs, because they can't activate Public Plan with Defissure on the field. So I would probably take out Effect Veiler and Didi Crow to side Defissure, or cross out, or Yaichi. Because Yaichi's helped, but he's hurt more than he's helped. Or maybe an Ishii, but for the most part, I like it. Yep. Rate, comment, and subscribe.